What is up, everybody? We're back with more Nintendo news and big Nintendo news with the NX and with Nintendo in general. First of all, the current president of Nintendo, Tatsumi Kimishima, had an interview with Time Magazine, and he went over a lot of things about Nintendo, about the marketing, about the NX with the Wii U, and his presidency and their overall strategy for the future. And so I'm going to briefly review the things that he says, and I think that you guys should really pay attention to this because it's really good information if you're a Nintendo fan. Some of the things he was talking about with the smartphone initiative, he was going on to say with Time that he doesn't think that Nintendo should simply port over their IPs to smartphones, just like Satoru Iwata had in mind. He agrees with him on that. He thinks that it's a very risky thing to do just to port over the existing games over to smartphones. That smart devices are just one piece of a bigger puzzle, he said. He said that what we really want to do is we want people to want to interact with our IP, he says. And so we want to increase the frequency with which they encounter our IP. Whether that's through theme parks or merchandise with our IP, or just images and visual interactions with Nintendo IP. And he went on to talk about the Nintendo account and My Nintendo, and it's his number one goal with how the company's mobile strategy is going to work, is getting these accounts and rewards in place for their members. He said that of course we need something to connect all this together, and this is where My Nintendo as well as the Nintendo account systems come in. And he described the Nintendo account as a strategy to unify all of Nintendo's properties across pretty much every platform, from Nintendo's own devices to tablets and smartphones to PCs and beyond. And he said that it's crucial for the Nintendo account and for the company to make this reach a far broader scope. And he also said that they're looking into non-traditional ways of getting points just by accessing your content wherever you may find it. And you'll be able to use those points in some way or another to get benefits at places like theme parks, or perhaps when purchasing merchandise, there will be opportunities for these points to benefit the end user. He went on to say that they're looking at really strengthening the connections between My Nintendo and the Nintendo account system, and that's their number one goal. So that's really important for Nintendo to do that, and obviously that's going to lead into the Nintendo NX and this first app that they're doing called Miitomo. He said that Miitomo, they believe, is something that's going to get people wanting to, through the use of these very well-known Mii characters, speak and communicate with their friends, he said. And when using Miitomo, it's going to be easier to do some of the Miitomo features if you have a Nintendo account. So another way they're going to be connected like that. So people will start earning points not only by using their software, but by interacting with our stuff, not just by purchasing software, but by interacting both at theme parks and also with merchandise. Again, reiterating that how it's going to be so interactive with all these different things. And he did admit that they didn't explain Miitomo very good when they first announced it, but they're going to be working hard on doing that more clearly in the future before it's released in March of 2016. And he also clarified about the Wii U. He said that he did not actually say that the Wii U would be a failure. He never said that. He said that during an interview with Nikki, the reporter questioned him. The Wii U is not selling at this point in its lifetime as well as the Wii was at the same time. Why is that? And then he said, my answer was that the Wii at this point has sold over 100 million units worldwide, and even though there are people saying, hey, since the Wii was so successful, Wii U is also going to be successful, and it's also going to sell like wildfire as well. And I looked at the global install base, he said, and he thought that it just might not sell as well. That was his response. Not that it wouldn't sell, but that it would be more difficult because of the install base of the Wii itself. And the point he said that I was trying to make, in his words, to get across was that the Wii has sold so much and is being played by so many people, it's not going to be easy to make them leave that and come to the next system. That was my only point, and it was a difficult task for us to bring those consumers from Wii to Wii U, but unfortunately It doesn't look like that my message got across clearly, he says. He didn't. So he said he never said it was going to be a failure. He just didn't think it was going to sell as well as the Wii, which of course he was absolutely right. And talking about the Wii U's problems, he says that, as you know, within the game business, momentum is key. So when you have momentum, whether it's a platform or software, sales increase. At this point in the Wii U's lifespan, we're looking at 10 million sell-through for the hardware itself, which is just about a tenth of what we sold overall for Wii. What I do want to do, I think our first job right now, is to make sure that the customers, those 10 million customers who have a Wii U at home, have software to play. And we need to make sure that they are satisfied with their purchase and continue to enjoy playing this platform. And so, so he says we can't just abandon them and say, hey, we're going to move on to the NX. So obviously they're not going to do that with the Wii U. They're going to keep putting games in the system throughout 2016, and we'll see where they go from there. And he also talked about amiibos and how they weren't using amiibos to the full extent how they should be with game experiences, and how people are just collecting them and they're not really using them in the game. So they are really going to try to make amiibos more interactive with the game experience for future games. So that's good that they're going to do that. And he also went on to say that, of course, the quality of life initiative is still underway, but they don't have anything to share on it at this time. So it's beginning to look like that quality of life thing is on hold for now. I think the NX is going to really be, in my point of view, going to be their main focus. And he even says so in this interview. He goes on to say right after that the dedicated game platforms remain Nintendo's chief preoccupation. This is his words. NX, the codename for Nintendo's next game system, is in development, says Kimishima, reaffirming that Nintendo will have more to say about it next year and calling it a next step in our dedicated device strategy, the core and primary focus of our business. So bam, there you go. NX is going to be huge for them. And of course we knew that, right? And if anybody thinks that the NX is going to have anything in common with the Wii or Wii U, and he goes on to dispel that right away. He says, as far as the NX goes, I've said it's different and obviously a new experience. He says, if you look back to the beginning of our conversation today, we talked about the transition from Wii hardware to the Wii U hardware, and how difficult it is to explain to the consumer base what is different and new about the new hardware. It's difficult to convince them to switch from their current platform to the next platform. That being said, he goes on to say, this is his words, I can assure you we're not building the next version of Wii or Wii U. It's something unique and different. It's something where we have to move away from those platforms, referring to Wii and Wii U, in order to make it something that will appeal to our consumer base. So that's good news. So this thing is definitely not going to be named Wii or have anything to do with Wii in the title. So you could probably assume that much just from hearing about the NX over all this time. The Wii brand is done. And the funny thing he also said was that he has no idea where the NX codename came from. He says that as far as the codename NX, I don't believe that there's any real meaning behind it. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know where it came from, says Kimishima, laughs when he asks. Or perhaps Mr. Iwata had meant to tell me and he never got a chance. Sad face. So there you go. He doesn't even know what the NX codename means. I guess it's just a codename. There's speculation that NX could be short for new experience. Hey, makes sense, right? And then he also says that he definitely won't just be a one-year president, as what was rumored in the beginning. He says that was just a misunderstanding, that when every year they have a board meeting and the board of directors votes in the president every single year, and that happened the same with Iwata when he was president. Each and every year he got that vote of approval to be reinstated as president of Nintendo. So Kimishima does not have that a plan just to be there for 1 year. It looks like he's going to be there for a few years at least. He did go on to say that, these are his quotes, what I really want to do is work with the young and talented staff members that we have at Nintendo and continue to nurture and grow them so that they can express their creativity. but also so that they can take on some of those management roles and become the leaders we need to take the company into the future. So there you have it. There's from the president himself. He's talking very firmly. He looks like he has a very nice grasp on where Nintendo's going and a clear view. And we're getting so close to blowing the NX out of the water with all of what it is. And yes, guys, I did see that patent today about the Nintendo NX, and we will be discussing that patent in our Dave and Joe podcast this Saturday. So look forward to that. It's going to be really technical, lots of networking talk, obviously. So look forward to that. I'm not going to get into that right now, and we're going to blow that out in our podcast on Saturday. So look forward to that, and thank you guys for watching and all your support and subscribing and leaving your wonderful, nice comments. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys, and we will talk to you very soon. Peace.